Intellectuals, welcome back to Mars. I'm about to kill a boss because this is a boss fight arena and you're gonna make sure that the corporations don't kill games at stopkillinggames.com. If you spend some time at the end of the previous episode, you will know that BFG's projectiles have a microchip in them and some control unit that calculates shit, and if you destroy that, the projectile does not explode and you can save yourself being fucking killed by this situation. So this is Sarge, our Sarge apparently. He's now the tyrant or whatever. This, I guess. No, I'm not sure. Right, we're still good. And they turned him into this that quickly. I don't know how. But yeah, they've managed. And he's got his BFG, our BFG, somebody's BFG, Campbell's BFG. Fuck, we're low. But it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I don't know what those pillars do, all you need to do is not get into them. Do not get electrocuted by the yellow lightning. Don't let Zeus get you. I'm missing more projectiles than I'm landing, there we go. And there it is, right in the shoulder mount. Oh, it already disappeared. It fell off. It fell out. You could see it in the cutscene. The projectiles for this weapon, this plasma rifle, are just too slow. And the video for BFG said that it possesses excessive firepower, which is a weird way to state your weapon's capability. Yes, it's excessive. Why would I use it? It's excessive. Why would you build that? It's excessive. You can get pretty much the same results with less costs. Oh, that's adrenaline. I don't need that anymore. Right, more plasma ammo. Just a few things in the alcoves here. There were floor elements opening up. Oh, to kill us, I guess. It's not that they were opening up for like a place to form. Well, to storage. It just decreased the ability of you to move, so he can hit you more. But then if he destroys the walkway, where would he move? Anyway, we need to pick up BFG finally, and maybe have a opportunity to use it. BFG is a multi-stage weapon. The longer the trigger is held, the larger the charge. Be careful to overload the gun or it will blow up. Yeah, and there is a meter at the gun, at the ammo screen, to do that with, to inform you whether you're overcharging it. Right, I've got some ammo for this. I'm gonna stay with that because I'm still not sure that they're gonna, because I think in the newer Dooms they just give you the option, like create an opportunity where you fight some mobs where you can actually just utilize the weapon that you've just picked up, so you know how it works. I don't think they'll just throw something worth shooting a BFG at, or I'll just ignore it anyway and use something else because it's excessive and I'm gonna wait for the boss. If only I had my BFG to fight this guy with the BFG, right? Oh yeah, did I want to look closer at him? Maybe, but now I've dropped down to the something a ledge that I can't return up to. So here we go, we're progressing. We might quick save as well. More armor, that's not necessary. Health was, but there was enough health in the area to just heal us to max, and I also have a cube ready as well, so that's good. That's closed. I picked up clips, that's for submachine gun. How much ammo have I got for this? Like half of the maximum potential. There we go. Right. Recently, in the previous video, I talked about how my Windows is fucking up and I updated Windows to maybe have something, maybe fix it. It didn't fix it. Today alone, my PC crashed because of the same issue and it's still undiagnosed. I did some disk checks and they said, no, they're fine. And it might be because of, there's Windows system log, something like that, tells me that there are issues, but nothing specific. It mentions, oh yeah, there was not so much bad sector, bad block, and then something, right? But that info is not present for the second crash, so I don't know why it crashed, and it still just doesn't work. My hard drive might be shutting down, might be breaking apart, and it would be smart to replace it. All I need is money, and I could technically just set up a new Windows on the new hard drive eventually, and slowly transfer all my data from one drive to the other. But like I said, all I need is money to fix that, and I can't fix that. Click to exit in main processing. Oh, so that was the end of the stage. That's fine. Site 3 Analysis Facility. Site 3 is the ground level access point to the original subterranean Mars base structure. Research objects from the lower levels are analyzed and studied in the facility. I think this is the archaeological dig. And it's also fucked up. The walls are crooked too, meaning something big and strong might have been coming through here. Also the walls are bleeding. And the sun is leaking too. Oh, Hell Knight. Hold on, stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there. I should have held it. Q. Alright. Yeah, like I said. It ended up being a waste anyway. Oh, another guy. But that's just a regular imp. And it was the perfect opportunity too, right? Because it's down the corridor. I just need to hold it down next time. And hope that the imps or Hell Knights won't destroy the microprocessor in the middle of the projectile to disable the whole fusion control and shit and render it ineffective. Right, I wanted to go with this one. There's still more ammo for that than for submachine gun. Right. Hemorrhoids. Yeah. Yeah, my PC is still fucked. Gain security clearance for all Site 3 areas. And they don't have a space between Site and number 3? Okay. Well, gain access to everything, of course. Sure, easy. Simple as. Anything in specific? Why here? Oh. No longer a need to shoot the barrel. The barrel exploded anyway. Oh, there's more barrels. There we go, that was a good use of this barrel this time. Deserving of a save. Right, the other thing is also Pokemon. I've heard there are some leaks about that, and the situation is such that new cards are ah shit, that's a big enemy. Yeah. Reload now. I could use the cube, but I shouldn't. And I shouldn't waste it on the imp either. Right then, so about Pokemons, there is a new hot leak talking about how a lot of cards are gonna get circled out, or like... there's a phrase for this. Cycled, more like. Yeah, cycled out of the current standard format. Meaning they're gonna be expanded or like not legal anymore in the newer format, or at least in the next format, like the newest rotation, whatever I'm saying. So some cards were deemed played enough, so they decided to cycle them out for to give an opportunity to different cards, so that you can play them and see how you like them. Oh, that can be good. Oh, that's the barrel. And there's also armor, but I've got 108 out of 125. That's not too big of an issue. Fuck, come on. I'm gonna have to blow the barrels, I guess. All three of them. To get that armor. And I'm gonna probably not get that armor. I'm gonna wait to pick it up. Is it security? We don't have anything right. So I wanna go with this for now. Pokemons, they're gonna phase out a lot of cards, at least temporarily, at least for this cycle. And it's not like they're gonna cycle out a bunch of cards and all you need to do is just replace them in your decks and it'll be fine. No, it's in fact a snap, bitch. Fucking two of you in the corridor? Do I need to pull out the BFG? Do I need to do that? Yeah, it's not a matter of just a few cards and you're just gonna have to replace them and change your strategy just a little bit. No, they're pretty much phasing out entire decks because they were either too strong or they're not gonna be strong enough because they're gonna release even more overpowered and power creeped cards. And those cards are in the free decks that they give you when you join the game, like at least online, right? No physical card is free. So they're gonna have to... Fuck. They're becoming a common enemy, and it's becoming a common issue. There we go. Shoot them in the head more. That's what I should be doing. Those cards come with the free decks online that you get, and they'll no longer be able to give you that because they won't be legal in standard. I shouldn't have picked that up. Or maybe I should have, because we fought a little bit. It'll be fine. There's still one armor left back behind those barrels that I've exploded. So they're gonna have to present you with new decks free out of the box, essentially, because the new players are gonna get them, and you gonna need to get them too, because there's a possibility that maybe even though there's a possibility that you have just begun the game, just joined it, and you didn't have time to collect a bunch of things like premium currencies, hemorrhoids, a bunch of currencies, or you know, other sexual activity. Hemorrhoids are not sexual activity. Don't mind that. Oh, this collapsed. That's why we just jumped in here. All right, that's not bad. You might have joined the game at any point, and you might not have been able to collect any premium currency, and now all your decks are illegal to participate in ranked, for instance, and nothing is gonna stop you from playing basic decks in ranked. It should be so that there are better decks and you shouldn't get too far with them, but let's take it. Oh, well, we no longer can go back for the armor that I've uncovered behind those barrels. Great, amazing. And the candles are levitating, though it is magical effect, not a bug this time. They thought about that. They probably set the candles down. They sat down, they thought, we're gonna make a game, and it's gonna be first-person shooter. They started putting down candles, and they're like, oh, it's all bugged, they're floating, I can't fix that. Oh, let's make it a horror game with magic elements. Okay, and now they're floating, and there's a lore reason behind it, I'm sure of that. Notice, lab coats needed. I don't even have a helmet, dude. Right, so decks, at any point you can join and not earn any premium currency or premium cards, better cards, to replace the free decks that you had so far, and now you no longer can participate in the game that they created for you. So they're ought to present new legal decks to you, one way or another, and it shouldn't be just through, oh, nice dodge, motherfucker, and it shouldn't be just through season pass. It should be like from the start, because I remember I got like 8, 10. Oh, these creatures, they weren't around for a while now. They give you like 8, 10 decks right out of the box, right as you join the game, and now those will be, like I said, illegal. So they ought to compensate you, like they ought to present something new. They ought to replace them, because the new player will not have decks to play with, or have less. Why would they have less? They're new. Why would they join? They already fucked up the economy, which I mentioned in a separate dedicated video, actually. No, it's not. You bitch. Why would you do that? And there's... There we go. Do I want to use the... Was that a machine? Creaking, or a person whining? I don't know. Right, yeah, they ought to replace them, especially for the new players. So if they're giving that to the new players and those are free decks, I'm expecting them to be free decks for other players as well. And it's power. I'm expecting power creep. It's pretty much, and fuck. Where? This is what I'm gonna do, and they won't be able to follow. Fuck you, bitch. They're not coming through here either, right? Alright, hold on. I've got a thing for that. I'm gonna throw a grenade and it's gonna immediately bump into this railing and fool my whole plan. Oh no, it worked. And I got them too. And I heard the Yoda screaming. Right, those, I think 2. Do I need to throw another? I could. No, I probably don't. Not break your knees. Good. Clear. 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 Check your corners. Check your corners. It wasn't clear. Bitch. Half a mag, dude. Or something. Oh, hey, that's like a pillar. Anyway, right. So Pokemon. That subject closed. Other subject is I'm play. Oh hey, that might be. You didn't even spawn. You could have. I saw the teleportation circle here. If you haven't announced yourself, you could have had a jump on me, gotten a jump on me. But hey, they might cast firebolts, but they're also stupid. They must be sorcerers, not wizards then. Right. I'm playing Darkest Dungeon, and fuck. You know, first playthrough, new game to me. Oh, I barely lost 5 points, it's fine. If only I can not collect the pills. There we go, succeeded. Darkest Dungeon's first playthrough, not really clear on that, and I also took a break from in between first playthrough, first time playing for session, and the next, so I kinda forgot the mechanics a little bit. Man, I just lost a guy because his psyche couldn't handle it, and he had a heart attack. He could have survived that. We basically had it, and he just got too scared and died. And I put money into him already and experience. He had level 2 already. That upsets me the most. Right, datapad. What does that do? Basically nothing. Location administration station, whatever. I'm not reading this. Fuck this. Do I just come back now? Does that have all the clearances? This is still an area that I can go to. I've got 130 rounds, and I think that should have, well, 169. Sort of nice. That has 290, that's almost 300. And 50 in the mag, so we're free to go. The game immediately tells you, yeah, you're gonna lose people. There we go. You're gonna lose people, and the adventurers, it's like a... I think the idea behind it is like a rogue-like game, where you're not so much saving as just trying to get to the end regardless of the continuous obstacles that you're facing, or adversities, and with all the chances to get poisoned or get killed anyway, and so that your heroes or conscripts, however you want to call them, I think there's a game term for that, but I don't remember it. Yeah, and the game tells you they're gonna die, and essentially you're ought to, you know, persevere through it anyway. But my perfect playthrough, I imagine it to be one where I don't lose anyone, and that's how I want to play, because even though the game tells me it's just a part of the game, it's a fail state to me, and I want to avoid it anyway. So let's try not to break our knees. I guess that worked. Am I where I wanted to be? Oh, probably not. I probably skipped a lot of area, because those are the tablets that are also mentioned in the... Oh snap. In the Soul Cube thing. Let's check our datapad that we've collected, the new one. Richard Davis.
This is the Scientific Journal of Dr. Richard Davis.
Channel. Welcome to YouTube.
We've just broken through to a new chamber, and I think I found the map alluded to on one of the tablets. The artifact is constructed into the ceiling, and it is a magnificent find. It appears to be made of some crystalline material, and even after all this time, it is still emitting a soft glow. The markings on it were strangely familiar when I first observed it, and after digitizing it and analyzing it, I'm certain this is a map of our solar system. It seems to show a connection between Mars and Earth. My current working theory is that the last survivors used the teleportation technology to escape to Earth. The ramifications of this are overwhelming. This may end up proving that we are actually descendants of this race, and what we are exploring is our own history. I'm going to report my findings as soon as we finish the excavation, and they should show up in corporate within a few days. These are truly exciting times. Log out.
You could say that evolution works in mysterious ways, meaning that no matter how advanced of a civilization or a species you are, with your tools, with your giant brains, if you spend enough time in caves and needing to survive there, you'll evolve such features as lack of eyeballs, because not only do they not work, but also you can easily damage them and cause yourself a lot of harm and bleeding as well. You can die because of that, so that's why some animals found in caves lose eyes. And it's not devolution, it's still evolution. It's just that, you know, eyes are no longer losing eyes is no longer a detriment to an organism, so it's fine if they lose it, and if those genetic mutations spread, of course, that's how a population evolves. Or individuals don't. They adapt, and it's not a genetic change. So, and I'm saying that because I was wondering, so where the fuck are the aliens from Mars? And, well, if we're just descendants of them, how did they look like? Also, of course, nothing in modern science supports any of that. It's not a matter of panspermia, where people from Mars teleported onto Earth, where there was fucking nothing, but they were covered in their own bacteria and viruses, and that, sputtered on the ground and survived and then thrived until it all evolved into current, or through the entirety of our not geological, evolutionary tree, until modern forms of life. That's not it, right? Because if there's something from Mars, we would have genetic evidence of something not sharing genetic ancestry with anything else. It would effectively created species, created kind. Only, of course, then again, it still doesn't prove God. It proves that there is a form of life from somewhere else, not from Earth, and it doesn't have a divine source. Even though, of course, we've got demons that cast firebolts and eldritch blasts, so that goes out of the window. At least the game has evidence for that. Anyway, Malcolm Petruga sent Davis an email. Discovery in the ruins. Mr. Davis, I received word of your discovery. Very impressive start, but I am not yet convinced. So this guy took time off, well, in his free time, of his resting, of his recreational time, and went out with a pickaxe to dig himself, and now he's solely credited for finding this. He wasn't a part of an escapade, that the rights to discoveries are all for the UAC anyway, that he was a lone wolf, not on the corporate time, so he deserves a credit for discovery. He figured it all out? Probably not. That's not how this works. But we like to think about those discoveries of old, right, where a guy could sit under a tree, have an apple fall on his head, and single-handedly describe Newtonian physics, laws of gravity, or like go somewhere and find a crypt, and now you're the discoverer, or find a skeleton in your backyard. That no longer happens. Do not lose sight of the bigger picture. We still have a lot of work to do before any of these findings will be ready for distribution or publication. Of course, right? It's not enough to find it. We have to actually research it to some degree, at least. Well, analysis must continue on the remaining artifacts, of course. Your audio reports in the future need to be more analytical and less emotional. It is important that we all maintain our professionalism and do not become biased or too attached to our work. I do not want to remind you of this again, though papers describing the finds would have names of people who worked on the paper, actually, even though the rights can still belong to UAC. It's not his discovery. It's still gonna be a team of people who actually were assigned to. So at least, as much as anyone could have done it, they'll be credited for putting the actual work. I hope you catch my drift. It's not that anyone can do it. It's that whoever does it has done it, and they deserve the credit for putting the hard work in. Continue to forward me your findings and also scrutiny if they fuck it up. Findings, and I will help you manage their reports so as not to give corporate the wrong impression, whatever he might mean. Lowell Fauché, what a name. Hey, Dick. Richard, yeah, of course. For some reason, an endearment term, pet name, probably not. An endearment? Shortening? Abbreviation for Richard is Dick. Because English, of course. Best language. Hey, Dick! The structural integrity of the ruins is deteriorating. Our initial rock form and in-ground analyses prior to deep ground exploration inferred no immediate dangers. In fact, the ruins structure itself was determined to be very sound. As you already know, probably because they are teleporting new parts all the time. Yeah, that's definitely it. Or it's magical. Simply. As you already know, expansive underground digs of this nature are an engineering nightmare. Mars has lower gravity, also talking about Mars. We've sent a helicopter to Mars, like a little drone with a rotor, designed to fly in Mars' atmosphere, and it already crashed. Not because it was designed badly, probably, hopefully, but something failed and it crashed, and there is an investigation already for our airliner fuck-ups on Mars. We're already investigating a crash on another planet. Oh, what a great time to be alive. News from Mars, you know, a helicopter crashed. That's the day we live in. The higher heightened pressure, yeah, as you already know, yeah. Let me do exposition. Expensive underground digs of this nature is an engineering art. The heightened pressure to open up the primary dig site was a dangerous oversight. There was a excess pressure in this structure already. Just recently, how did you open it that it all blew in your face? Just recently, one of our engineers, Peter, got crushed by falling rocks. Brick. Yeah, those huge stones lining the entire wall and ceiling of the ruins. Alright, so the brick came from the ceiling or the wall. How is it holding on to the ceiling? That's not how construction works. Some of the guys are mumbling about the walls being alive or something, but you and I know it's just the horizontal stretching of the regional tectonic stresses. Stones alive, spooky. I think we all need a long vacation. So like horizontal stretching of the regional, right? Regional. That's how you pronounce it. Regional tectonic stresses. Because there is plate tectonics on Mars. Probably there might be. That much that you can see the buildings stretch. That's the biggest point. Anyway, watch your step and don't forget to look up once in a while. Or wear a helmet, maybe? Foshinator. No, that's your nickname. That's how you call your dick? Probably. He called Richard Dick. Richard, I thank you for your industrious support of the work being conducted here. I've been compiling your data along with mine and have made some startling new discoveries. I firmly believe your work with the tablets are the key to solving the mysterious relationship between the Soul Cube, the Ancients, and us. I am sending word... Oh, don't worry, the Soul Cube speaks English. So, clearly, evidence that God speaks English. Or hell, hard to say. Martians, actually. English is Martians. That's why it's so alien and terrible. I am sending word to the Executive Council for an immediate increase of our research budget. You need more money to read more? I have a strange feeling... Well, you know, because technically it's work, right? So you're paid by the hour. Technically, right? The longer you're researching, the longer it will take, obviously, because there's more to research. What am I trying to say? There's a lot of mysteries. The more you want to uncover, if you want to uncover more of them, you're gonna probably spend more time on it, and the time is gonna cost. So there's that. But they make it sound like you're gonna need special equipment to read runes off of stone tablets. Like what? Fusion reactors? You need that? I have a strange feeling we must find the answer soon, or no, I dare not say it just yet. Yeah, I will contact you post-haste with any news regarding our funding. P.S. Right, what was his log about?
This is the Scientific Journal of Dr. Richard Davis, dated August 8, 2145. We've just broken through the new chamber, and I think I found the map alluded to on one of the tablets. The object is constructed into the ceiling.
I think I know what it was about. Now I remember. It was about how we come from marriages. There are stairs there. Alright, this one's dead. That's the biggest problem. You know, the tactic is destroy the weaker units because they will continue dealing damage, and you know, it sums up over time. If you focus on the boss instead of the ads will kill you. So it's not good enough to destroy. It's not a good idea to just focus on the biggest source of damage, as the small sources of damage are also spread out in numbers. So you have to deal with the ads, but it's often so fucking not. I find it so often not accurate. Like here, Hell Knight is the biggest threat. Everything else I can just outrange by walking backwards. Obviously I want to kill the one that's the biggest threat, and with range options. Oh, there's a... The creative name for this thing that allows you to make sure that your instrument gives off the right sound is a tuning fork, because it's a fork for tuning. In different languages, it's more... Oh, it's not overthrown here. I hope we're gonna find a video disc for whatever he's talking about. So, Doom Guy with a cube. Is that us? Is that supposed to be us? Is that one of the Martians? Is that the Doom Guy from Doom 4? Tablets and guys get sucked up to the Soul Cube. I guess that's like I said. I should maybe listen to what he's saying. Probably not. That takes time. So this, there are imps and hell knights, you know, and then blah 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 blah, and also solar system, man, maybe aliens, and then this too. Right, fantastic.
Are you sure you killed them? Well, you have the Soul Cube.
I did click fire. Good thing the game makes it so that you cannot shoot friendlies. At least not with ranged weapons.
Just like in the carvings I've been researching.
Yeah.
If I'm correct, that cube is our only chance to stop this. No time to explain now. You need to get to the caverns quickly. Take my PDA.
Oh, there's the video disc.
There on the desk. It's got security codes for the area and my research logs on it. It'll help. I can't go with you. I need to finish my work here. Good luck.
Close the door behind you, or behind me. Good thing the tablet is broken, so that we cannot see if the Doom Guy has a fucking helmet. Fortunately, we can speculate about the identity of the guy on the tablet. Whoever carries the cube must be this chosen one, clearly. And right, so we get the data pad. We're gonna read that in the next episode, because we're closing... closing? Either. We're about to finish. Is what I'm gonna say. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully we will see each other in something. I play for you for free. In the meantime, of course, interact with this video and every other video on my channel, preferably by watching and sharing it with your friends. Check out the RGB rave near the video around the like and subscribe button, and if you don't like the content, it's entirely your fault. I'm gonna play the video now, so that we don't have to play it at the beginning of the next episode, because that's not gonna be exciting enough.
This is Dr. Pierce Rogers, lead archaeologist currently stationed on Mars. As the preliminary reports have suggested, we have made some amazing discoveries here on Mars. Life on Mars has long been theorized, but we never imagined anything like this. The initial chamber was discovered in 2115. It leads into what is now known as Site 1. Site 1 is the largest of the sites, and we are still actively working there. It is made up of a series of chambers and connecting tunnels, all of which are covered in glyphs and symbols. Using the UAC pattern processor, we have finally been able to understand some of the glyphs. And from them, here is what we have learned. The ancient people looked like us, at least to the extent that they were bipedal and were similar in shape and size. Their level of technology was astounding. For instance, the glyphs at each site were carved into the rock by some sort of machine, and each one is precisely cut from the stone. It far exceeds the precision of anything we can do. They had a social structure that seemed very aristocratic, with a lot of emphasis on social stature and structure. Site 2 is a much smaller set of chambers, mostly containing burial sites, temples, and various amounts of individual artifacts. This site has been photographed and cleared out, and all materials back on Earth for study and review. Site 3 produced our prize artifact, what we call the Soul Cube. If you have read or seen the other material, you probably know that this once grand civilization was attacked by some unknown force. And if we can believe what is written in stone, they sacrificed most of their society to drive the invaders back. There are additional reports filed on the Soul Cube with Central Administration. We also recovered several other device-type artifacts. They are not as ornate as the Soul Cube, but each appears unique. We are still learning how to interpret all of the glyphs, and hopefully, once we have that completed, the science teams can provide more detailed information on their technology. These are truly unique and special times for archaeologists. I'm locking the door after you leave. Good luck. I'm
I'm so close to discovering everything, I can't leave. I'm staying here to continue my research. I'm so close to discovering everything, I can't leave.
He's gonna discover everything, dude. Nice. Finally. Finally.